I know your works. You are neither cold nor are you hot. I wish that you were either cold or hot. So because you are lukewarm and neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. I want to pause here and say something that I taught this for many years, the way that I had heard it growing up. But what I had been taught and what I taught for 20 years was, maybe not quite 20 years, but is this idea that God wants you to be cold against him, or God wants you to be hot for him, but God doesn't want you to try to be both. And I don't think that that's what this is saying at all anymore. So remember that the towns were very close to each other. Bethany was a town that was only 2 miles away from Jerusalem. Well, Laodicea had next to it, we talked about this a little bit in the letter of Colossians, but Laodicea had the city Colossae next to it and the city Hierapolis next to it. And Hierapolis was known for its hot springs. Hierapolis starts with an H, hot springs, that's how you can remember it. Colossae starts with a C, was famous for its cold drinking water, and Laodicea brought water by culverts, by these ditches from both of these cities to its city. And now the hot water, they were hot springs that people would sit in for their skin diseases and make salves and balms and stuff like that. The hot water, by the time it got to Laodicea, was useless for medicinal purposes. The cold water, by the time it got from Colossae to Laodicea, was lukewarm and was not clean anymore. It was contaminated. And so the cold or hot in this place is probably, I don't hold me to it, but probably a reference to the two water sources that came into Laodicea that had initial purposes. In Colossae, fresh drinking water; in Hierapolis, hot springs for healing. But by the time they got to Laodicea, had lost both of those beneficial properties. So be useful for God in this way, or be useful for God in this way. Just don't be useless. Seems to be more of what's being said here.